Okay, this is a hot fix for 3.12.12. So this is 3.12.12a. We had a little bit of a problem with some colliders on some of the new flippers, and we apologize for that. We're going to try to expedite our checks and everything before we ship out any updates. But it's a complicated endeavor, so please bear with us as we grow. I want to show you also that we've added another snap option. So before I go any further, I'm going to change these to the standard minis just to show you guys that they are correctly working. So I'm just going to do that and save it. And we'll jump in here, start up a game, get down here, and we'll just spawn some of these guys. And you'll see that collision is working now. So just wanted to show you that for starters. And that's true now for all of the new flippers that had missing collision. So I wanted to show you another new option that we were working on today prior to discovering the collision issue. If you go into settings now, you'll see this new snap interval in millimeters. 10 is the default. You can jump in here and change that to literally whatever you want, but keep in mind at this point right now, there could be an issue if you try to snap off the side of the playfield. So just keep that in mind. With that set, I'm going to jump back into this one. Okay, so when you grab an object on the playfield and move it around, whether it's one with multiple parts like this one, like the slingshots, or a simple single object, when you grab it and move it, just holding the left mouse button, it just moves around. Now, if you hold down the shift key, you'll see up here it says snap. So when you have the shift key down, it will snap to the 10 grid. And I want you to watch this section here where it says object location. So as you can see, when I'm moving this, the object location changes. Now those are millimeters, okay? So everything is in millimeters here. And if you hold down snap, you'll see that it's now snapping to a 10 millimeter distance. So you can snap these things exactly where you want them, right in line. You can snap multiple objects. Let's see, if you click one of these icons multiple times, you'll get multiple objects overlapping, and you won't notice that there's more than one there. But it is an easy way to put multiples out. So now I can just grab these, holding down the shift key, and they are all perfectly lined up. And again, if you go here to settings and you want to change that, you can change that here. Let's go to 25, just to have a little bit of difference. We'll go back and back here, and we'll hold snap, and you'll see that they're moving at a 25, the nearest 25. So they're going to go to the nearest 25 interval. So you could set these up to be exactly 25 apart if you wanted to. But again, keep in mind that's on the grid that is on the playfield. So there is a grid there. Well, there's not really a grid there. I shouldn't say that because there's no grid there. We may, in a future update, add a grid that will be optional so that you can see exactly where the grid lies. But everything is based off of a 0 point here. So if I grab this one and I move it to 0, that is the center of the playfield. So everything is based off of that origin point. So just keep that in mind. Also, I would like to show you that if you want to, you can grab these guys and the whole thing will snap. Or if you hold Alt, you can, of course, I'm just holding only Alt right now, and you see that there is no snap to this. But if I hold the snap key down, it does snap. So that way you can snap these guys too. And they can be snapped exactly where you want them. And this works for all those types of objects that have subcomponents to them. So you can snap just like that, make them nice and even, make a perfect 45-degree angle, etc., etc. And then let's see, you can do this too with these little guys here. Let me rotate that, and you can see that if we hold down Alt, you can grab the end of that wire and move it around. And if we hold down the snap shift button, it will snap exactly where you want it. So now you might think, oh, but that's not lining up with the other side. Well, that's because the other side's not on an exact degree, but now it is. So now it's straight. So align the first one where you want it, and then you can align the next one and get perfect angles that way if you want to. Also, please note that when you are moving one of these things around, the center of the object will change depending on where you move these. So if I move this over, you see it says object center right there. I'm going to center the whole thing on that object center, and now you see that's where the center is. But if you move them away from it, the object center stays here, so when you grab the object, that's why the thing appears to be off. But that's simply because you've moved this away from that center point. Also, I want to note that when you grab the subcomponents like these, the object location does not update. We're going to add that, but we wanted to pop this real hot fix out quickly. So that's why that's not updating in the sub-object thing. So we will set that up at some point. But as for now, that's just going to show you the actual object location. So if I put that on 130, 260, it'll stay right there while you move these around, even if you're snapping these. So just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for this hot fix. We will be working on some other items and options and cool stuff for the game. So please stay tuned. Again, our apologies for missing collision on some of the new flippers. I'm sure that is frustrating, and we understand. So just hang in there with us. The game is coming along, and we endeavor to fix things ASAP. So as soon as you spot a problem, please let us know, and we will fix that. Thank you, and have a great rest of your week.